Welcome to the Lindsay and Tony podcast, where we talk about spirituality, business, and life experiences.
In this podcast, we're bringing our private conversations to you.
We believe that it's through discussion, action, and reflection that true change occurs. Welcome to episode 124. Here's what your past loved ones want you to know. Before I get into this episode, I want to just remind you that I'm currently taking mediumship mentoring students in my online program, and I'm so excited about it. If you're someone that has been wanting to join, now is the time. I'm only accepting 10 students per program. I'm accepting beginners, intermediate, people that are ready to take their mediumship to the next level. So if you're wanting to know more info about each of those programs, go to lindsaymarino.com. This will be the last mentoring group that I take before this year ends. So let's get into this episode. In this episode, Tony and I share our personal examples of how we know what your past loved ones are wanting you to know. So we hope you enjoy the show. Hi guys, welcome back. We're so excited that you're here. Today's episode is all about what your past loved ones want you to know. And they want you to know a lot. So, what's one thing that pops in your mind that your past loved ones have shared with you?
Well,
Tony?
just so for those of you that don't know, I've been aware that I've been communicating with past loved ones since December 2010 when I first started speaking with Lindsay. It immediately started happening, and our story is scattered throughout all of our podcast episodes. So for those of you that don't know our whole story, go back and watch our other podcast episodes, because there's a lot of gold nuggets that are tied to this past loved ones. Because once I started to connect to past loved ones, it blew my mind, because I was never thinking, it was never something that I thought about. It was never something that I wanted to do. And before I started to connect with past loved ones, I would think that, everything that they want me to know, or I know it's like the most positive and spiritual and all these different things. And it's, but what I realized over time, communicating with past loved ones every day, literally for the last 10 years, is that it's just like how when they were here, they just want to keep a relationship building. They want you to talk to them as if they're actually here. That's what I realized too. Because when I first started doing this, I would talk to them like they're somewhere different. Mm-hmm. And it would be like this loving tone the whole time, which I'm sure that's what a lot of people do. But now, like, my tone, like, I'll be in a joking tone.
Right.
I'll be talking to them as if they're actually here. Like, I'm so used to it now. And that's what I believe they want you to know, is that it's okay to do that. It's okay to act as if they're actually here and to talk with them, because they really are. They really are here. They're just not physically here, obviously. And to continue to build that relationship that way. And I think that's something that really stood out to me over the years.
Yeah, that's a huge one, because they want you to treat them as if they're alive.
Right.
And that's going to be a huge difference when you're communicating with them, even if you don't see them like you were seeing them when they were physically here. You can telepathically communicate with them. So they want you to know that they hear you. You don't need to speak out loud to get them to hear you. You can speak in your mind. Also, they want you to know that they're watching everything that you're doing. The other thing is they forgive you. If there's something that happened when they were here that you have guilt over, it's forgiven. They don't take that with them where they're at. They see how we have this human experience, how we're supposed to go through different things, and they're okay with how things went, how you did things. But I also know too, during mediumship readings, that they're sorry when they do something and they notice the bigger picture and they see the ripple effect on how things are affected also. What's another thing that you could think of?
Exactly. Well, another thing that came to mind was their mission continues.
Right.
So you know the person. So think of a past loved one right now that you really love. What was part of their mission while they were here? We know, right? When we think of past loved ones, we know, their mission was this or that. Mm-hmm. Like I think of my Aunt Diane. Part of her mission was love and bringing that motherly love to our family. And I know part of her mission was bigger than that too. But think about their mission. Their mission continues now, and they want to use you to help their mission also. And because you're part of their mission, that's why you were in their life. So that's what I realized. Even people that you did not meet here on this earth plane, when you connect to them in the spiritual realm, you're now meeting them. It's the same thing as if you met them here on planet Earth. Now you're part of their mission again. So it reminds me of the Nipsey Hussle thing that happened a year and a half ago. Nipsey Hussle, I didn't know who he was when he was alive. He passed away, and then all of a sudden he started to come through me. Sounds crazy. That could happen too. So I think past loved ones, and we're all connected. Me and Nipsey, even though we didn't know each other while he is here, feel so connected to him. Everybody's connected. So I feel like everybody's your past loved ones. And I feel like that's what they want you to know too, is that stay open-minded to random things like that happening, because you're on a mission that is bigger than you'll probably ever know while you're here on Earth. Like, I can't even grasp what my mission is. I know pieces of it, but I could sense there's way, way more depth there. So I think it's so powerful to stay open to these past loved ones, because they will help you unlock that depth that you can't really do on your own here.
Right, and they will be a part of things that you're doing. So with Nipsey, he's very connected to children, and Tony's always been connected with kids too. So you're going to notice different situations come up in your life, and also you'll notice that there's different connections with people that are living that they'll make happen also. So it's really powerful when that sort of thing takes place. The other thing that they want you to know is they don't want you to be worrying or anxious about things that you can't control. They want you to live a full life filled with abundance of everything: happiness, money, joy. Joy and happiness are the same thing, but joy in every aspect of your life. They want you to know that. They also want you to pay attention to things that they physically do to get your attention. So sometimes you will feel a touch on the top of your head, or you'll feel goosebumps, or you'll start to notice different signs, or maybe even think of memories of them. That's them coming closer to you, standing by you, putting their presence by you so that you remember that. So they want you to know that nothing is a coincidence. It's only messages from heaven. And that's really important to pay attention to too, when you're going throughout your day and you're thinking, I'm so alone. You're not alone. They want you to know that too.
Yes, another thing that's coming through is they want you to know that when you feel highly emotional and you're crying because you're missing them, more times than not, it's because they're right by you. They're very close to you. So during those times of intense emotions, which it can be overwhelming, and it is overwhelming, I want you to pay attention to that. I want you to feel that. I want you to if you're open to it, communicate with them right there and ask, what are you coming to me for right now? Because I think that could be confused a lot with people, those listeners that really haven't connected to past loved ones a lot, that could be confused as, I'm feeling really emotional because I miss them, and that's why I'm sad. And that's part of it. But you taught me, and just through my experiences over the last 10 years, I realized that my emotions, I'm a highly emotional person. That's how I connect with past loved ones easiest, is I'll feel their emotion. And it's so intense for me that, especially when I'm giving someone else a reading, I'll start crying and I'm not even sad. And it's because their energy, I believe, is so high. It's such a high frequency that when you mesh with it, it just starts to activate all these high emotions that are within your body and brain.
Yeah, you can feel their presence with you, so you do feel that love and that connection to the emotions at times too.
Right, and I mention that because of the fact that can be overwhelming and confusing, and I think it's just important to pay attention to that part.
Yeah, definitely. So just know that and recognize and think, is this because they're close to me, or is this because I'm thinking of something that reminds me of them? Start to figure out when they're around, and they want you to know that too. The other thing is they want you to recognize ways that they can communicate through sleep. So when you're sleeping and you have that visitation and you feel like you've seen their soul, trust it the first time and know that If you feel that love from them, that is them coming through. This isn't just a dream. This is their soul visiting you. So can you think of anything else before
One more thing that came up is a grudge falls away. It falls by the wayside once someone passes away. Because like Lindsay said, you see clearly. It's kind of like when you're here on Earth and you have those moments of clarity. Well, after you pass from here, absolute clarity to where, from my experience, I feel like all the grudges go away because I've communicated with past loved ones to where when they were here, they maybe didn't like this one person towards the end, but now when I'm communicating to them, it's like they love them dearly.
Right.
So I want you to know that if you had a falling out with somebody and then they passed away or any kind of situation like that, that they see the genuine love. They see clearly and just they want you to connect to that too.
Exactly. It all comes back to love, which is so beautiful and special. So share with us anything that you've experienced, whether you're a medium or you're someone that's connected with your own past loved ones. What's one thing that you've learned or you've taken away from this episode? Share with us in the comments. We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. If you liked it, leave a 5-star review on iTunes, and remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel too.
If you can think of anyone else that would love this episode, share it with them right now on social media or email. And remember, getting results is a process of learning, applying, and reflecting. Stay consistent and continue to grow every day.